Well, good morning, everyone. Today I have Sharif Hatab. Welcome, Sharif, again on our podcast. And today we're going to talk about how to turn one listing into many and getting more referrals and leveraging each listing to get more clients and more transactions. So, Sharif, tell us a little bit about how you turn one listing into many referrals and many listings, because I know you've done this many times before. And we
Mhm.
want to dive into it and exactly what you're doing on a high level to be able to leverage one listing.
Yeah. Although I'm for, having your buyer agency and listing agency and then people that, dive in the middle, I really think listings are just the essence of our business, right? And a lot of agents have this philosophy, like you get the listing, the whole point of it, is not only to service your client, but you have to think about the other aspects of it, what you can turn that listing into. So what we do, like on a high level, is we kind of, we use that listing to bring more business in, not only business, but other listings. So really what it comes down to is just implementing certain, rules, certain processes for each listing you put on the market so that you can get as much out of it as you can. So Pete, I know that you're a you're a big believer also of putting your home on the market, doing some advertising on it, and also generating leads. But generally speaking, no one really lays out a game plan for anyone, right? Like, what are you supposed to do? What are the best practices of putting a home on the market and then getting the most out of it? So basically, I was lucky enough to do a presentation, a week or two ago for a group of agents in our area, and we kind of broke it down. So I just want to go through it and basically, how we turn one listings into many and really how to leverage listings to get more business. Now, it really starts with your presentation, right? Your presentation to a seller, your presentation to the public. Your presentation is really the essence of it, right? So if you can capitalize on that, I can tell you multiple times I've walked into a listing appointment, with someone I don't know, and they referred me after that to someone else that they know. So just your listing presentation itself. So Pete, what about you? Like, is your listing presentation the same or is it different every time? Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, we pretty much do the same thing over and over again. But I mean, there are certain circumstances where it can vary. For example, like if we're talking about a luxury listing, that's going to be a little bit different than a traditional listing because we have to get it exposed in different avenues and different websites, and there's different marketing involved behind that. But we are very strategic on how we take the listing, and we don't just put the house on the market on a Friday or a Saturday, because sometimes we go on appointments on a Friday and they're like, yeah, we want to list it tomorrow. And even though we can get the photographer in within 24 hours, it does not benefit the seller or it does not benefit the marketing at all. We have a checklist that we go by, and we want to make sure that it's strategically marketed in the right way. And when we tell this to the seller, because we want to do a coming soon, we want to list it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, typically in most cases, because we want to give the marketing a chance to kick in and get it exposed in front of as many people as possible. And then during that time, the coming soon period, we're able to let the ads run. When the first showing happens at the open house, we get a lot more traffic coming into that open house versus listing it on a Thursday and then just letting it show the following day right away, and then the marketing didn't even get a chance to kick in. It takes like 24 hours for the ads to even start working on most platforms, right? So we tell the sellers that, right? Like, we want to make sure that we get you as much buzz as possible at that first showing, because buyers are going to feel like they're going to have a little FOMO, right? Like if they see a huge traffic coming into the open house, they're like, oh my God, I want to make sure that I get my offer in as soon as possible. And you see that maybe there's a line at the door. Like, now you want to make sure that you want to put their best offer forward, right? So, and we talk about that. And then, given that we do a good job and get impress the sellers at the appointment, just like you said, we've had situations where sellers tell us like, "Hey, by the way, we know that our neighbor across the street is talking about also moving. You may want to give them a call." Or, "We know like this neighbor is like moving out or they're doing a garage sale. You may want to give them a call," which is great, right? Is that
Yeah.
something similar to what you do, Sharif?
Yeah, I mean, it's a rehearsed, confident listing presentation. You're going in with that, and the fact of the matter is, the people, they might not use you to sell their house, or they might not use you yet to sell their house, but you're projecting the information so well, explaining what your game plan is for every single listing that you put on the market, explain the things that you do differently, your value add, right? That you do differently from the next agent, and that's what it is. That's what's going to get you more listings right off itself. I mean, I'm telling you right now, like we're about to sign a listing in Lawrenceville that someone in West Windsor, a lead that we had in West Windsor actually, referred us. So, and it's don't be afraid to, speak what you know and actually be confident during those presentations, because it's not always about that listing that's in front of you. It could be about any more that can come through the door through a referral through that person. So that's the first step, I think. Also, just consulting them through the process, letting them know that staging is a big part of selling your home. Just that itself has actually impressed so many sellers where they also have referred us after that, because we're taking, the grunt work off of them, and it's helping simplify the process of selling their home. So just making that very vocal, understand that, decluttering and cleaning your property is very important, and your presentation online is one of your most important factors, as like 85%, I think, of all buyers, 95% of all buyers are starting online right now. So letting the seller know that, just opens it up to, more people understanding that you're a professional. This isn't your part-time job, right? This is your livelihood. This is what you actually do for a living. So that's why you excel at it and have processes in place. Now, with that being said, there's very, very special circumstances where you're actually taking pictures yourself of a property, right? I can understand if it's a rental, or if it's a property that's in really poor condition, maybe a firehouse, things of that nature. But investing into professional photography is probably one of the most important factors, because that in itself is like your portfolio online, right, Peter? I mean, you go above and beyond with that, with twilight photos and video reels. What are some of the things that you're doing just to have that portfolio to show other people online?
Yeah, I mean, we do professional photos no matter what the price point is of the listing. But like you said, there are special circumstances where if a house it needs full gut, or or it's a house, or there was a flood or something, and it needs to be sold as is, or something like that, then professional photos won't make a difference. But professional photos, drone photography, floor plans, drone photography as well. Reels are very big right now, and video tours of the property, because most people now are on social media, and we're trying to get it exposed as to in front of as many people as possible, right? Most agents will put it on the market on MLS, and then that automatically syndicates to the major platforms like Zillow, Realtor.com, and Redfin. But we want to try to do more of an aggressive marketing plan, which we tell the seller, we actually invest so much money into the listings to make sure that they get the most views possible.
Exactly. And it's only going to actually, portfolio your work, right? That's the reality of it. You can show it to the next seller. The next seller is going to research you. I mean, I've walked into listing presentations when they've told me they've looked at my social media already. They looked me up online and they did their research, and that's all there for them to see now, right? You're not only advertising your listing, which you should be doing, right? You're focusing, you have a financial obligation to your client, a fiduciary responsibility to them while you're selling their house, but it's also future promotion for yourself. Even adding a layer on top of it. Everyone goes to Zillow, but do you add that extra layer when you're upgrading them with a program called Showcase? There are different ways, right, to highlight your listing, build your portfolio for the next person that's actually thinking about selling themselves. So that's really, the essence of it as well. You got to remember that your current listings will produce more listings only if you put the time into your current listings. So definitely doing professional photography, drone photography, like you said, video is really big. You really want to do that. Helps really showcase the home, not only to sell it, but also to show people what you can do on the marketing side of things. But really we do, you had mentioned, social media too, Peter. Social media is a great tool, right? And we use it on a high level. A lot of our lead base comes from social media. So taking that, listing, making sure you make it a product on your business page, putting it as a product on the marketplace, right? Sharing it to local groups. I mean, these are all ways that are really minimum investment. Really, what are you investing into? It's really time equity at that point, or you're paying like, one of your admins to do it. But the fact of the matter is, you're generating so much business just off of that. And people are also seeing your work, right? So, for instance, I was able to get, I tell the story all the time, but a for sale by owner contacted me because I was posting the listings in the local area to one of the Facebook groups. And they told me, hey, we have our home on the market right now. We don't like the process. Is there any way you can come in and actually help us with selling the home? We sold the home. It didn't take long at all. We facilitated, of course, the whole transaction. And I can tell you right now, his father has passed away, and they have a commercial unit in West Windsor that we're taking pictures of next week. And there's that repeat business now, right? So it's turning, a listing that I had in the area, putting on a marketplace, sharing the reel to a local Facebook group, attracted a FISBO, as we had that. And now it's already led to two transactions, right? So it's really utilizing social, Peter. I know that you do it on a high level as well. You're doing a great job at it. What are your favorite things to do on social?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what you just mentioned. So, between doing the pictures, doing the videos, boosting the video, boosting the ads around it as well, sending it to Facebook Marketplace and the local the local groups, Facebook groups, and also sharing it with other team members, right? So they can also share it with their sphere. A lot of times, you want to maximize the audience. So if it's only your audience, you might not get as much reach, but if you're able to collaborate with other professionals, then you get maximum exposure as well. One of the bigger things too is like, mailers have been a hit or miss, but we've gotten some leads out of mailers that even though they're not ready right now, but they tell us like, hey, we're impressed by the marketing that you've done, and they were like, we're not ready now, but we'll definitely use you. And like you said, Zillow Showcase as well. So a lot of times, even though like you don't know who's watching at the end of the day, even during the open house, people are coming in to almost interview you. Yeah, it might not be now, but it could be for the future. They want to see how this real estate agent is gonna end up selling the house. So you got to make sure that you're presenting it at a very high level.
Definitely. I mean, we do a just listed postcard to the area, going to the print side of things, right? And just really, canvassing the area, because the likelihood of someone selling once a home goes on the market shoots up drastically once that home goes live, right? So the fact of the matter is, you should be exhausting. Yeah, you should be sending just listed postcards. You should be door knocking there minimally, at least to invite them to your open house that you're doing for like a VIP hour, giving them information. Because I mean, I tell this to sellers when I'm in a listing presentation. We will door knock, we will canvass the area, because you never know when one of your neighbors might know someone that wants to move into the area, right? That could be your best customers. I don't care if they're nosy neighbors. I want them to be nosy. I want them to talk about the property. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing, is marketing the home, right? But in return, you're showing people what you do, the extra, your add-ons, your value adds. So that's what you're showing them. And the fact is, there's a lot of nosy neighbors out there that want to sell themselves, right? And they may just be interested in the process. So you definitely want to exhaust that. So we've gotten multiple listings just off the open houses that we've done from the neighbors in the area. So you definitely want to capitalize on that. Not only is it bringing in leads, but you can get listing leads. Remember, 44% of all buyers are also sellers. So that's a high number right there, right? So
Absolutely.
you got to know, like, where to actually get the business from. It could be right in front of you. That's the fact of the matter, and you got to be asking the right questions. Am I not right, Pete? I mean,
Oh,
this is like a
absolutely.
problem I find with a lot of people.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You definitely got to ask them if they're going to be renting or selling their current home, right? Assuming that they already own
Exactly.
something, because they, like
Say
you
it
said,
again, Pete. No,
yeah.
say it again, man.
Will you be renting or selling your current home?
That's it.
That's the magic question. It's not hard. It doesn't come off any. It's not a hard question to ask at all. But no matter what you do at the same time, like there's nothing that you're gonna get more referrals from other than the actual client themselves. And you want to make sure that you're doing such a great service that they become your raving fans, or like leaving you that great 5-star review that they'll be willing to get out of their way to tell other people about you. And we've gotten, and I'm sure you have as well, like you told me multiple times, like I think over 50 or 60% of your business comes from past clients and Sphere. And the reason for that is because you've done such a great job at helping them with either the buying or the selling process, that they're telling other people about you, and then you're getting multiple listings from that one client that you've helped. And I think that's the problem. A lot of real estate agents treat clients like they're transactional, right? Like they just look at them as just a transactional process, or just a number to put on a board. But you want to make sure that you maximize that relationship. You got to see what their wants and needs are. If this is a person that wants you to communicate with them like a couple of times a week to let them know how the house is going, or is it, we have a process, typically it's once a week, we'll give you feedback on every showing. Like you got to make sure that you're doing a good job, because that's how you stay in the business, and you let your leads or your clients snowball into multiple clients in the future. Because I'm sure, like, everybody knows leads are very expensive, and they're only going to continue to go up, right? They're only going to continue to go up. And from there, like, we're not going to be able to sustain paying for leads, and they just get very expensive at the end of the day.
Definitely. I mean, just going back to also, there's different platforms that you could use to make things easier for you on the online side of things, right? So I know that one of the ones that we both use is like Listings to Leads. It's a very, simple platform. And the fact is, the agents today are, I see them posting, their listings, but then they'll put a Zillow link
Yeah.
or they'll put a realtor.com link. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that is like the last thing you want to do, right? Like, so right now you're promoting like the local agent in the area who's buying those leads, right? You're helping their cause. You're not helping your own. Like, I understand you want to put the pictures out there, but also there's tools that you could use like Listings to Leads, where it's going to create a website for your property, right? And then force registration when somebody wants to see the pictures. And at least at that point, you're getting some information so you know who to follow up with. And then something's bringing you back, the actual content that you need. You need the contact information. That's what it's a lead, right? A lead is contact information and intent. That's it. So that's what you want to capture from all the people that are clicking on that, rather than, again, just advertising the property, but also benefiting on the people that are contacting you for it. They might not actually be the person that is good to buy that property that they clicked on, but now it's a person in your database. It's a lead, right? Again, it's contact information and intent. It's your job to ask the right questions to figure out what their intent was. Like, what brought you to click on that home online? Were you just curious? Were you looking at homes prior to that? Have those conversations at that point, right? And that's what you need to do, is capitalize on any type of one. So we do a lot of taking our listings and just putting them, the Facebook marketplace, and that generates a lot of free leads, right? And in that, you will meet people that need to sell their property as well. It's, again, you're opening up conversation, and you're controlling the product they want to talk about. So you should have all the information that's needed. So those are great conversations, because you should be really confident about what you're talking about. So that's definitely, one of the tools that we use, at least on the online side of things, to capitalize on it. We talked about door knocking, how important that is, on a local basis, or even mailing the neighborhood. How about open house strategy, Peter? What is your strategy with open houses?
Yeah, yeah. Open houses are great. Again, it helps for exposure both on the listing and the agent, the agent and the team itself overall. We want to do as many open houses as we can, especially for lead generation, right? Like a lot of it helps out too. We use that open house to door knock or cold call around the neighborhood. It gives us a reason to touch base with the neighbors in the area, and we're letting them know, like, hey, we just wanted to let you know we're going to have an open house, let's say this weekend. and there might be a little bit of traffic. I just want to make sure that you're aware of that so you don't get alarmed that there's anything going on with your neighbor's house. It don't call the cops or the fire department or anything. So we let them know, and then we use that as a conversation starter, right? Like I think real estate agents really complicate this whole thing. Like you just need to have conversations with people. You need to talk to people, and you just got to find ways to utilize to talk to people at the end of the day. And that's what we do, right? And then the other part is that a lot of times they just overcomplicate it by trying to overqualify the lead or the client before they even meet them. They're like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna go waste my time to give them a home evaluation if they're not ready to move in the next 3 months or so." Same thing for the buyers, right? Like, "Oh, if you're not pre-approved, I'm not gonna meet you," right? Like, you got to get in front of them. We're not gonna be able to sell them anything. And what we're selling in real estate is ourselves, right? Like we're selling our services, and we want to get them to trust us and let them know that we're professionals, we know what we're doing, and when the time comes, we're going to be able to help you. And that's what we're really trying to do. We want to get in front of people, have conversations. The more conversations you have on daily basis, the more clients you'll have, the more closings you have. So again, going back to these open houses, door knocking, prospecting around the neighborhood by calling, and then hosting an open house, right? For whatever reason, if the open house is a little slow, let's say it's bad weather out, still host the open house and use it to call, follow up with your leads. Like it's not a wasted time. And you want to maximize the number of signs out there. Again, think about it as a billboard. Like it's we pay like billboards are like $2,000 a month or more in some areas here. And using a listing as a billboard to put as many signs as possible to let people know about your team, your brand. And it's just free brand recognition. Like, and just people are just so lazy with it, and it just drives me nuts.
No, I totally understand that. I mean, it's probably one of the easiest ways to get more people into your database. And it really, the essence of it is people really do overcomplicate it. And it's really about talking to people, right? Figuring out what their situation is. We don't sell homes, right? We sell solutions. We're problem solvers. That's really what it is. So you want to project your knowledge, your past experience to people, and ask the right questions, because you never know who's sitting across from you. So you always can, maximize from any opportunity. I go to any listing appointment that I can. I go to any opportunity where I can meet a new person. And you just have to keep doing it, right? It's like basically, one of those things. If you just talk to more people, you're just going to do more business. It's inevitable. But it's using your listings to talk to more people. And because you have like this product now, and just maximizing where you put it everywhere, you're just going to talk to different people about it. I mean, I put a video up about a property on the water, and my cousin contacts me off of social media, right? Just because they're looking, I didn't know they were looking for like an investment by the water. But those are conversations that you're going to have by just, putting, the listing out there, capitalizing on it, and you never know who's going to come through that door. What are some things that you do, Pete, with listings to get more leads?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't just stop at the open house and the listing side of it. I mean, we want to we try to have multiple touch points with the same people that we spoke with. So just giving them an update. Hey, I just wanted to let you know this house just went under contract. I just wanted to let you know that this house just sold. Now it's gonna, if it sold at a really, really good price, it's gonna impact your home value regardless. So it's utilizing it as multiple touch points, and then utilizing it also for ways to post about the open house, right? Like, hey, it's not just listed, just sold. Like, you want to try to like, okay, it went under contract, you did the video as an intro, now you did the saying that it's under contract, and then when it sells, you want to obviously get a 5-star review from the client, and then you can talk about that, and then now there's a story, and then the client will say like how we were able to help them get the house sold, and then if there were any issues, and how we were able to solve these issues, because every transaction is unique. Most of the time there might be problems that we have to face or come up with solutions with, and then talking about that also will help get you more exposure and show people that, hey, it's not just that we put a for sale sign in a yard and we prayed that it sold. Like there were things there that we had to overcome through the process, And these are some of the things that we did, and this is why you want to use a professional like us to be able to get your home sold, right? Like, I'm sure you can relate to that, Sharif, right?
Yeah, basically the customer service during a transaction, right? Asking for the review, very important. We do it at pending, we do it at closing, right? It's an automated process just built into our CRM. If you can do a video review, that would be even better. But really, it's, capitalizing on that side of it because you're building relationships, right? You can't look at it, that's what you said, like everyone thinks about it as a transactional. Just that's it. It's just transactional. No, you're building a relationship. You want to be their agent for life. You want to be the agent for everyone they know, right? So you have to leave that lasting impression, right? And then also capitalizing on the things that you can do. I mean, that's your sales team now, right? So would you do quarterly client events just to invite all of those, past clients to something that we can host for them, something we can do nicely for them, right? So that they can remember us also and talk about us to their friends and family. And that's really, taking one listing and making it multiple. You're right. About 55% of our business is still repeat referral based clients. And we just look to grow that because that just shows it's a reflection on your services, right? It's a reflection on your character. It's a reflection on the person's experience with you. If they're able to refer you to someone they trust you enough, or they'll give you to someone they know, then you're doing a good job at what you're doing. And if you want to capitalize on the listings that you have, these are the relationships you already have built. It's so much easier to gain more out of the referral base of that if you just do a good job. And I'll tell you, 90% of the time is just showing up and doing those weekly updates. Like, I do weekly updates with my sellers, even if there's no news. We're just talking about why there's no news, right? We're talking about different things about how we can get more news. So it's essential, and then the professional photography, everything you invest into the listing itself, it's your portfolio that you show everybody else. So it ends up working a lot better that way.
I know something that you've recently done too, and you told me about, and I'm starting to do it now, is running YouTube ads, right? And a lot of times people are watching these YouTube videos on TV. So all of a sudden, like their listing might come up on their TV, like, and this is part of like the marketing tool that we're starting to implement now because we want to get it everywhere. Like if there's a way that we can get in front of people and we know that we can get in their home, on their TV screen, on their iPads, on their iPhones, we're gonna be there, right? And like you've told me before too, like people will tell you like, I can't stop seeing your ads, it's following me everywhere, right? And it's a great way to get the seller more exposure. So I'm sure you talk about that too, right?
God, I tell every seller that we do retargeting.
Yeah.
I let them know that their home will follow the person around online if they click on it, right? So we're going to keep reminding them of the property. So it's a repeat marketing as well. It's important. But yeah, I mean, we use it on all bases, right? So definitely utilizing digital tools like that, it definitely gives you more exposure and you're actually able to leverage those deals even more. And we do it on the just listed portion of it, the pending portion, the sold portion. We're still retargeting people, all buyers, all sellers, even professionals in our database. So just doing that it brings back again more conversations. So everyone thinks there's going to be like this perfect picture to like getting leads and then listings coming in the door, and there's just one lead source you got to get, and that's going to be the golden way to getting listings, right? But it's not. It's about having more conversations. It's about more conversations with sellers, right? So that's what your game plan has to be. Is how can I talk to more sellers? You should be talking to sellers on a daily basis. If you're not talking to sellers on a daily basis, what are you doing in real estate?
Yeah.
Like I just don't understand it, right? Like at least talk to one person. You know how easy it is? You can go to Zillow and just search just for sale by owners and just call a seller. At least one seller you need to speak to a day, right? And that you'll build your business just off of that, right? And then what are you adding? Your value proposition. What's your value add on, right? What are you doing differently than anyone else? And that's going to get you more business in the door.
Absolutely. Yeah, people overcomplicate it and they're afraid of rejection, and they don't they want like the magic bullet or the magic tool out there that will make them feel like, oh, they're going to get easy listings or easy deals. Like there's no such thing. I know I'm sorry to break it to you. There's no such thing as as an easy listing.
No, you're gonna get rejected a lot. Listings are gonna come from a lot of different sources and a lot of different places. And the fact of the matter is, you just got to keep looking for those seller conversations. And there's no excuse, right? So many people make excuses to it, um, and there really shouldn't be an excuse for it. It's easy to talk to sellers. It's easy to find them, right? There's different reports you can even run on different sources to figure out high equity people, just have a ton of equity in their property, been there a long amount of time. Anyone FISBO and expired or withdrawn, canceled. You're talking about different opportunities for you to have conversations with people and just see what happened,
Hmm.
what their goal is, right? That's it. It's not complicated. Like I talked to my team about this yesterday at our team meeting. I'm like, guys, you complicate things. You want the perfect script. You want the perfect script? Hi, my name's Sharif. I work for Berkshire Hathaway. Do you recognize my name? That's give them like a pattern interrupt. It
Exactly.
doesn't matter. Then talk to them about their house. Talk to them about the possibilities or the issues that you might have seen about the property online, right? Do a little digging. Talk to them while you're talking. Do research while you're talking to them. It's okay to Google the property and pull it up if you have someone on the phone. If their pictures are out of whack, tell them. Like I just saw a property. It starts off with floor plans. Like you just lost every buyer within the first four pictures or floor plans. Like tell them that, advise them. That's what you're doing. You're the professional, right? And you'll have more conversations. And really, a lot of the people that are going to call in about your listings is just really advising them through the process, and you're going to capitalize and getting more leads off of your own listings that way too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the most important things you just said there too is just bringing them something of value, right? People usually get turned off if your initial like 3 5 seconds is just very salesy,
So, yeah,
and they're like,
super salesy.
yeah, they don't want to even hear it. Like, so you gotta just try to add value. Find out what's the reason why, like that they're trying to do it for sale by owner. Can I help you with some recommendations? Can I, like you mentioned before, like let me do a free floor plan for you or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's crazy. Like I was calling last week, and there was somebody that was on a pre foreclosure list, and she was like, I had a conversation with her, and she was like, my husband is sick, I don't want you to come by, like, because I don't want to, he doesn't know that it's been pre-foreclosure, but is I've been getting so many calls, people are just trying to take my house from under me, like, for cheap. I have equity in there, like, and I have, foreclosure date. I'm like, well, we work with a really good attorney, like, why don't we just connect you with that attorney and see what we can do to help? Like, maybe there is an option, maybe there's an option to do a modification on your loan. Like, let's see what options we have, and then we can go from there. And like worst case scenario, like the great thing is that you have equity, so you're not gonna lose your home. Like if we sell it, we can get you money, and then we get you into something else. And just by having that conversation with her, she like it was just like a 10-minute conversation. She was so thankful. She was like, you're the only person that I felt like I can talk to, and you're not trying to just sell me or take my house away from me for cheap, like these investors. Like sometimes, like, yeah, you get through rejections, but you get this one person that makes you feel like they appreciate your
helping
help,
someone.
right?
Yeah, you're helping someone.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's about helping people.
that's right.
Everyone overcomplicates it, and just talk to as many people as you can. Offer your services. Try to help people. That's it. You'll be successful, and that's really what it comes down to. Don't overcomplicate it. But every listing that you have is an opportunity for you to exercise different things of advertising techniques to have more conversations with people, just to help people. That's what it is. You're helping. You got to focus on the problems of it. People have a problem. Like if her problem is her husband's sick. They're probably like racking up the bills on that. So foreclosing on their home is probably not something they want to do. So we want to find them an option, the best option for them, necessarily not the best for you at that point as well.
Right.
Like it might be a loan modification, but they might not know that, right? So you bring them and then put them in touch with the right people. And if the circumstances and say that type of a situation come down to it and they can do one, or they cannot do one, right? Then you'd probably be the person to sell the property for them, right? But that's what we're looking for, is to help people, right? And we're problem solvers, right? We're a solution providing business. That's what we do, is provide solutions.
Absolutely.
Um, that's pretty much, I think, how to get more business from your business is really, the essence of it is really to focus back to, having conversations with people, and providing good service, putting that extra legwork in, on the professional side of like pictures and advertising and marketing, just to again have those conversations. Don't you agree, Pete?
100%. 100%. Yeah. Just don't overcomplicate it, guys. Talk to people, reach out if you need help, and follow our podcast, follow our Facebook group. We're going to put links below. If you like this content, feel free to share and subscribe. And we look forward to having the other podcast soon.
All right, cool.
All right. See you later, guys.